What could possibly be the worst job you can think of? Is it something that requires incredibly hard work, like a construction worker? Perhaps it's a dirty job, such as a sewer cleaner or embalmer for a mortuary. Today I'm giving tribute to the people who have one of the most awful jobs I can think of. One that goes unappreciated, to say the least, by at least half the country, and whom the other half still needs some work. Of course, I'm giving tribute to all of the presidents of the United States of America. Regardless of how you feel about past presidents or the current president, they all have one thing in common. Their job performance is under constant scrutiny by their boss being the people of the United States, all 300 plus million of us. The job of president may not seem at first glance to be the absolute and complete worst one on the planet, but let's take a closer look. They make a pretty meager salary. The current going rate for a president is only about $500,000 a year, and that includes travel expenses and the like. It must be a struggle to make ends meet. They do, however, get to take more vacations a year than the average person, but it always seems to be to a golf course. I'm sure it's just to keep expenses to the taxpayer down. They're also in the spotlight probably more than anyone else on the planet, which could be a good or a bad thing depending on your personality. You do, however, get to be instrumental in shaping the greatest and most powerful country the world has ever known. I also feel that tribute must be paid to these people because of all the scandalous things they have to do and endure, and all the lying they have to live with each day, and all the people they have to step on and crush in their path to the White House. It must be incredibly tiring. How selfless of them. I imagine it must be incredibly difficult to live with yourself once you're in the Oval Office. No matter where on the political spectrum you fall, it is quite obvious to most that a presidential campaign is basically a tour of falsehoods, fake promises, and outright lies across the country. What a difficult job it must be. There are always, at the political will of the people, senators, lobbyists, and congressmen, and how stressful it must be for these people. Dwight D. Eisenhower once said, "Any man who wants to be president is either an egomaniac or crazy." How virtuous it is indeed for these great men to lend themselves to these traits so that they may suffer this position of leadership for our benefit. So while it is easy to criticize, berate, and belittle our presidents, let us pay homage to their great sacrifices. Let us thank them even if they lie to our face time and time again. Let us pay tribute to their willingness to accept such meager recompense for all their hard work and dedication to the American people. Being President of the United States is surely one of the most horrible jobs a person can have, but one we should be thankful that someone else is accepting the responsibility for. Today we honor those who have served in the White House, those who are hated and loved by American people both. How brave and noble it is to secure this great position of power and leadership, even if they had to step on a few folks to get there.